Dome Link, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another commentary show. Thanks for doing more. Guys are having a wonderful day on this 3rd May 2025. Today we're doing a video that's kind of cool. We're playing the tower, playing the tower, playing the tower. We're uploading clips. Also, we are listening to John Taffer Bar Rescue because I've been watching too much. I've been watching too much Gordon Ramsay lately, and I still want to hear a older man scream at people for no absolute reason. So John Taffer is our American Gordon Ramsay. I'm not American, so I don't know why I'm saying this. And if we had one in French, I don't know who would be. So today, we're talking about something that's super interesting. This is a video that is both for the gaming channel. This is a video that's also for the main channel. I love doing these videos because, again, having two channels is one of the best thing to do. Having two channel, which one is gaming, one of them is normal. Actually quite nice. I was in a bad mood today. Now we're in a better mood. We're feeling better. That's great. So, why I like doing the two channel is, although I do believe that having the two channel is a great thing, the normal one and the gaming, I do prefer having both, doing both. Like, I don't. And this is part of the video. This is part of the content because yes, the subject is content creation. This subject of the video is content creation, absolutely. So I kind of really like the fact that we're having a two channel because, again, it fills up two needs. It fills up two reality: my gamer reality and the content creator reality, right? And one wouldn't exist, and it's so weird. It is so freaking weird because when you think about it, and when you really think about it, I'm a bit tipsy. Without the gaming channel, I wouldn't be making content because I wouldn't have the confidence. But without the confidence in being myself, I wouldn't be able to do the gaming content because nobody would give a shit, right? So yeah, there you go. Now, that being said, I like having both because one of my worst fear, again, I'm gonna have to repeat myself, but the two channels are great. One of my worst fear, however, is if the two channels are completely different, opposite universe. So you like this, and because you like this, you're not able to like this. And because you like this, you're not able to like this. And in a perfect world, I'm getting people that are open-minded to the main content and sometimes the gaming content. Or in a perfect world, I'm getting some people that like the gaming content or they like the pretense of a normal life, right? So now what we're watching is two things. And this is the beauty of it. We're talking about multiple subjects tonight, but we're talking about content creation, talking about nostalgia and old content. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is why we're doing this video. And it's absolutely grandiose. About last month exactly today, a month ago, Netflix released a new series of Devil May Cry, right? A new animated series, and the Devil May Cry series is actually really good, really enjoyable, right? Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, and I know I'm gonna offend people, but I do not give a shit. Devil May Cry is one of my. I love the series. It's one of the first series that I played. I love it. It's one of the first series, if not the first series that I played. So, streaming, the first series that I played was Kingdom Hearts. Then the second one was Devil May Cry. And I'm lying because I think the first series that I played was Devil May Cry. I'm pretty sure because I was looking for smaller games. Devil May Cry, a lot of people, they have this very core audience. And of course, Dante is the main character. Dante is very beloved. Dante is part of a lot of game as a cameo. So this is kind of cool, right? This is absolutely kind of cool. However, how many new fans was Devil May Cry having? And the answer is not a lot. So if you look at the Devil May Cry 5, which is the latest entry to the series, we're talking about 2019. Now with the DLC, talking about possibly 2020. Today is the 3rd May 2025, right? So it's kind of different. That being said, I don't think it's bringing up about a lot of newer public. See, we're tipsy, so we're not feeling super good, but it's gonna be okay. Then that being said, because I think that being said is important, we have this other case, and this other case which is as nice, if not nicer, 3 Days Grace. And 3 Days Grace is a bit more secret. Devil May Cry gaming content, and Today Grace, normal content. Today Grace in the 90s, early 2000s, they were huge. It was one of the most popular bands. People often think about Linkin Park, right? Talk about Evanescence, but not far behind you had group of new metal, which was Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, Billy Talent. Those were also super great. 3 Day Grace was one of my favorites. So songs, I grew up with 3 Day Grace, and when I say I grew up, it's so fucked up. My story with 3 Day Grace is so fucked up. It's gonna be a long video, by the way, so I hope you have something to drink. I hope you have a snacks, because we do. Nacho Cheetos. My very first band that I fell in love with was Linkin Park. This was the very first band that I fell in love with. The reality is Linkin Park was a band that I liked, but I didn't love. Now, that's not true. I did love Linkin Park, but only in theory. Because Linkin Park was making music in English, right? And I didn't speak English. I'm French. My father raised me in French. My mom wanted me to learn English, but I was like, no, I'm okay with French. Also, I have a speech impediment when I speak French, where I speak too fast. So my mom was like, hey, you should learn English. And I was like, no, I have a hard time speaking French, right? So fuck it, let's fuck it language. Now, 3 Day Grace came in at a time where I was in high school, and that's when I started learning in English. So the very first band that I started listening in English was 3 Day Grace. Now, after we're done with 3 Day Grace, we went back to Linkin Park, and Linkin Park became my very first band love, because now it's music that I knew, it's song that I knew, but at a very core, 3 Day Grace was one of my favorite bands. So we're talking about songs like Mr. Riot. Mr. Riot, Riot. We're talking about I'll be coming home just to be alone. Or songs like In the Grounds I Lay, losing everything, I can see my eyes crashing me by. Was it all too much? Or songs like see, are we fan or not fans? We're kind of fans. Break away from everybody, break away from everything. If you can stand the way these places, break yourself. Or songs like even if I say we'll be alright, till I hear you say you want to end your life, never too late. Or songs like a pain without love, pain can get enough pain. I like it rough cause I rather feel pain than nothing at all. Or songs like you thought you were sitting beside me, you were only in my way. You thought I was on the know, do you just like you? Don't know the song a lot because we're tipsy. Now, I could do this, but I think I'm forgetting something. What is the song that we're forgetting? Well, the very song that made me acknowledge, be familiar with 3 Day Grace, and that song was somebody get me through this nightmare. I can't control myself. So what if you can see the darkest side of me? No one will ever change this animal I have become. How we believe it's not the real me. So, animal I have become. 3 Days Grace. Oh, I forgot the most important song, which is exactly the subject of this video. So this is the song I love. This song is the song that's inspiring us. You see, when I'm drunk, completely different person. No matter how I try, never satisfied. No, that's not it. It is something if you were deaf and alive, I don't care. I don't care. Ta-da. Oh, wait a second. You tell me that this is the wrong band. It's a band called Apoleptica. Okay. But it's still Adam Gauthier, right? So 3 Days Grace kicked out Adam Gauthier. Now, the reason for the kicked out are alleged. I don't know, but the truth, maybe they... my apologies. I don't fucking know. But I know they kicked him out, right? And then, Adam Gauthier was like, yo, fuck you guys, I'm going to become the best. And it's funny because it happened more than once. So we grew up also with bands. If you're a 90s kid, you know what I'm talking about. We grew up with bands like Hollywood Undead, this Deuce, Johnny Three Tears situation. So when Adam Gauthier left, a lot of people gave up on 3 Days Grace, right? And I kind of gave up on it. There was still some really good songs. Some Red Light was really good. 1X was really, really good. Really like those songs. But it wasn't the same, so I kind of gave up on it, right? And now we're seeing a resurgence of 3 Days Grace. So what is the resurgence of Devil May Cry? The animated series, you're right. And why is it so important? Well, bands that we don't even know, like PGR or Punishing Gray Raven, Hollow, are a game that we now care about. How amazing is that? It's really amazing, isn't it? Second, because there's no tree without two, right? The second is that they have this collaboration with Devil May Cry, and now there's an afflux of people that are trying out Punishing Gray Raven. Thanks to Devil May Cry, right? 3 Days Grace. Adam Gotti has rejoined the band, and now people start giving a shit about 3 Days Grace. Now, there's something really, 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 really special. And this is, my friend, this is something called a god, a internet god, a AI god, and it's something called the algorithm, right? Now, don't ask me why. On my TikTok, I'm filled with 3 things: Devil May Cry, Kitten, and 3 Days Grace. How did you know? How did you know? Why do we want to put 3 in? Okay, so the Kitten is bullshit. I wish it was Kitten, but no. I wanted to put 3 for 3 Days Grace. Call me cringe. Call me cringe. So 3 Days Grace came back, right? I was like, wow, holy. Then I saw people that kind of made songs, but those people are younger than me. I'm like, how do you know about 3 Days Grace, bro? This is a 90s specialty. This is a very inclusive club of, I grew up with South Park. I grew up, and you realize that one thing. So why are we talking about Devil May Cry and 3 Days Grace? And how does it affect content, right? Well, in most cases, I think as human being, and I'm going to add another very important subject in it, and it's music, right? I think music, and I think in this same case, I think gaming does change. There's game that you like when you were a kid, there's songs that you like when you were a kid, and you grew up and you don't like them as much. Now, did the game change? No. Did the music change? No. Did your taste in music change? Yes. What does it change? Because you're a different person? So is it because you're reminded of who you were when you were listening to that song? Is it because it reminded you of a certain person, a ex-lover, blah, 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 blah? You don't know, but you do change, and your tastes change, right? And the cool thing about this is because your tastes change, you're evolving as a person. So evolving as a person is physically, it's mentally, it's media-wise. I'm listening to different shows. I wouldn't listen to fucking Friday the 13th when I was 4. Now I love these, right? Now, what changed? And again, the question to ask is a good question to ask, and I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer. What made you like this song last year, but you don't like it anymore? What happened? What happened, right? And I don't know what it is. If you know, tell me. But the truth is, it didn't really matter. Because just like Devil May Cry, just like 3 Days Grace, quality was always just that, quality. Quality was always just that, quality. Quality was always just quality, exactly. Didn't matter how long it was. It didn't matter how much you evolve. You still remind yourself, you still remember that this is quality. You still acknowledge that this is quality, right? Devil May Cry is still a great game. It's still really enjoyable. 3 Days Grace are still a song that I fucking rock out to, right? I'm a different person, but then it changed. So now, there's 3 questions that are asked. 3 questions that are super important. The first one. Wow. Yum. Yum. I don't know. It's such a good question of why are we liking these? Because they're quality? Because the question is actually quite nice. The question being, why am I still liking this? Or why did I stop liking this? They're just one and the same question. I like, I don't like. I like, I dislike. 2 sides of the same coin. And I think they bank on nostalgia. I think they bank on nostalgia. I think this is a super complicated thing. I think this is a super complicated context. Now, technically speaking, the context of nostalgia isn't hard to understand. You like what you like because you used to like it. You like what you like because it reminds you of something. You like what you like because it's part of your life. It doesn't matter if it was last year, it doesn't matter if it was a year before. It's just the way it is, right? Sorry. I had to do this. Noise. I don't know. I don't know what makes us like that, right? And as a content creator, we're the same way. We evolve as people, right? And because we evolve as people, so here's my thoughts, right? For a game or for music, you see all of those band changes because that's because people changes, right? And because, for example, this band, let's call it Bring Me the Horizon. For example, this band, let's call it Falling Universe. For example, this band, call it Einstein Kill. For example, this band, call it Motion White, right? But then they change and they feel like they need, and as an artist, and I'll be completely honest, totally understandable, they feel like for them to change, their music has to change because this is how they express themselves. My opinion change, my ideal change, my value change, and because those things changes, how I speak, how I think, how I express myself, the word that I'm using, the action that I'm doing are different. Some people call it maturity, some people call it change, doesn't matter, right? So then you have all of these content creators, right? All of these content creators that are changing. I've been making content for, well, today we're Saturday the 3rd, next Friday, we're reaching, can I get a drum roll please? We're reaching 4 years of making content. We're reaching 4 years of making content. Can you believe that shit? I can't. Is my content is the same as what I used to do when I first started? No. Are we the same person are we the same person that we were when we started making content? No. Right? We have the same mentality, the same maturity level? No. Same priorities, same way of seeing life? No. Right? And then there's a person that could say, I miss the old content. I want the old content back, right? And then I have this video, well, not me, but I saw this video of Jacksepticeye's. And he gave one of the best answers I never saw. Somebody said, I miss the old content. And he said, you don't miss the old content, you miss the way this old content made you feel. You miss coming back from school to watch this. You miss a more simple life. And that blew my mind because this was true. We associate emotion with games. We associate emotion with content. We associate emotion with music. And that's nostalgia. There's a lot of emotion, but there's more so is nostalgia. Right? And then you're in a fucking weird place where people are afraid of change. Maybe you listening to the same band you were listening 10 years ago. Maybe you playing the same game you were playing 10 years ago. Maybe, just maybe, enables you to avoid change. Enables you to be in this comfort zone of the same each and every single day. This routine, these habits, right? So now the question is, what are you supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to stay the same? Are we supposed to change? And then you understand that the answer is fear. How afraid I am to change. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, never mind. Woohoo! Thank God. And I didn't do my tournament. I did. The real question is even better. If I'm changing, am I changing in the right way? Right? And that's the tough part. You'll never know until you try. You never try until you change. And the hardest thing about change isn't the fear of change. Is some people will like the change that you do, some people don't like the change that you do. People will say, hey, I prefer the old one, I prefer the new one, right? Nobody will applaud you for just changing. Nobody will applaud you just for making the effort to change. Nor should they applaud you, nor should they tell you, hey, you're doing something really good. Because just changing isn't enough. Just changing doesn't serve purpose other than saying, hey, I'm changing. So now we have another question. Why are we talking about this? Right? Well, because we're going to be using the example of 3 Days Grace and Devil May Cry. These will never change. These songs have already been recorded. They can do like a Fallen Universe move, which is reimagine, right? But they won't change the original content. So these are a immortal piece. You took a picture, right? You did a painting, you did a song. And this forever will stay the same. No matter what you do, it will stay the same. And it's weird because we like these moments that are stuck in space and time. We like this song that was made 20 years ago. And it's really even weirder because you have this pride saying, hey, this song was released 20 years ago. But the reality is, you don't know if that's a good thing. So the content is weird. It's really weird. Right? It's really weird. Because in some ways, like, well, I changed, they didn't change. In some ways, you're saying, do I like it because I listened to it when I was younger? Which is the answer. If you're able to get new fans, your content is still timeless. If you're able to keep those old fans, your content didn't need to change. Right? I just don't know. You couldn't immortalize your prime. And even if you could, would that push you not to change? Maybe people just want to see old things. Maybe people just want to see something that they're familiar with. Maybe people just want to see this time stop. Maybe we're just reminded watching some new stuff, some new music. Maybe we're just reminded of our own mortality. Right? Maybe we're just reminded of our own mortality. Maybe even worse. I've always looked at my parents and say, hey, how come you liking this song? These songs are old. These songs are 40 years old, 30 years old. And maybe just like I am now, they're slaves. The slave of a better past. They're slave of our prime time. We're faced with our own mortality. And maybe, just maybe, this is our way to stop it. So now we have a different thing. And this is the core of this video. What if this feeling of nostalgia, why are we calling it nostalgia? When in the end, it's only fear. It's a fear of a time that never come back. It's a fear of aging. It's a fear of knowing that everything changed with time. The fear that you had when you were listening to the songs are changing. Or maybe you don't want to change. But it'll never be the same. And I think that's why we like Devil May Cry. And I think that's why I like 3 Days Grace. And the reality is, when I look at myself, am I afraid of not being able to go back? I can't tell you. Right now we're having a really good time evolving and trying out new stuff and living the best life we can and being the best person we can, right? But in the end, what does all mean? Does it even mean one thing? Does it mean nothing? And I don't know. I don't fucking know.